So just before I go over specific incidents from the 50s and 60s onwards, I would just ask the brethren to consider the following points that have been made by ex-members when they go through the facts, and think of your own memories. Go back over your own memories and think of things that have happened similar to what I'm outlining, so that you can pull the whole picture together in your mind. My fiance, for example, says, and these ex-brethren, please accept that these comments are made out of sincerity and respect. They're just as they see it, genuinely. Please don't think of sending the legal system in to exterminate them or me. We're only sharing how we see things in order to open your eyes so that we can reach unity and reach some common grounds where we can all talk and friendly and welcome each other into our respective environments and break down cultish behaviour. So Olivia says there's no Christianity in it now. It's an elite club with members who hang on to separation. The Sydney brethren especially, but brethren around the world now, are exceedingly affluent. Isn't that a telltale, especially the hierarchy? Bruce Hales told me in October 2001, when I visited Sydney, he told me to go back to the brethren in America and say, I'm the man of God that's been appointed. So she did just that. She went back and told them. And the US brethren accepted that and had to decide between Bruce Hales, Jim Design and Lloyd Paskowitz. And they were coerced into withdrawing, I would suggest, Olivia hasn't said this, but I would suggest that they were coerced into accepting Bruce Hales and withdrawing from Lloyd Paskowitz and Jim Design. Just think about that. We respect these former leaders who may not have got the top position, but they preached year after year, or gave addresses at the universal meetings, and there was something in what we used to call the subservient ministers which was very attractive and drew us to Christ. Yes, so there's no soul, she's saying, now in the system. She can't see any soul and spirit. It's a wildly elite club, not a church any longer. So the PBCC is a false title. They need to accept that it's a business, corporate company instead of Christian church. How about that? Plymouth Brethren corporate company. Give the true status, be truthful. We give you undeserved status by calling you a Christian organisation with all that you're doing. And now, just to turn aside from Olivia to Sir Walter Scott, oh, what a tangled web we weave when first we practice to deceive. So there's clearly deception gone on from 59 onwards, and massive deception when the system set up in 59 failed, I say, in 1970. And so the whole cover-up of Aberdeen, when Jim Taylor was womanising and drinking and doing things which were beneath the dignity of a Christian leader, with all due respect. And then Peter Harrison, just a little note he sent to me, this godly man in Palmerston North, New Zealand, who saw his father pulverised by JHS. This is just well worth bearing in mind for consideration. It is obvious that the cult entity craves recognition. Their efforts can be quite ludicrous to the enlightened. I won't bother with examples which offend sensibilities. Well, I am bothering. Peter can't be bothered. He's an older man in his 80s, and he doesn't like to get up to his neck in SH1, and I respect that. This is a strategic feature promoted by Bruce Hales which affects all members, even though some might conceal resentment. Bruce claims quite realistically that members are held by the benefits. They are proud of their undeniable financial success and their legal invincibility. This all confirms to them collectively that God is on their side, including their hierarchical structure. Criticism from outside only confirms their position. Whoa! My conviction is that too much effort is put into denigrating what is so precious to their collective well-being, with the inevitable result that they reject any well-founded criticism. My feeling is that we should recognise what we honestly can as to their success, if only to get their ear. This can be done without validating their detrimental outcomes. Caution. The worst thing we might do is to make it obvious that we are pandering to their craving. For this reason, I don't think there should be any suggestion to fellow workers about these concerns. Just lead by example, and maybe a hint now and again. I'm not suggesting we should refrain from sincere criticism, but give credit where credit is due, as this could have the effect of opening their minds. Well, I really respect Peter Harrison, and I think that's good advice to me. And if I'm not giving enough credit to the brethren for what they do right, well, I apologise, because I do think that we should look for good in each other rather than bad. Expect the best, we get the best. Give people the benefit of the doubt, and be positive in our attitude, and trust one another. And I trust that through all this set of videos, my trust is shining through, that the brethren will listen, will respect what we're trying to say, and repent, believe in the glad tidings, find Christ in their extremity. Because I think, with all due respect, the brethren are at an extremity at the moment, and I'm actually giving an escape route, because the testimony is awful. As dear Anne Gibb, who was in the house in Aberdeen, said, common sense has gone out of the window. She's Anne Amore now, actually, but sadly Robert, who was a Leeds man, and Anne did separate. She's got super kids, super boys, who are great personalities. A bit of the Mackay stuff. James Mackay, I've heard recently, was regarded as my father, who kind of ran Leeds 1961 through to 65, when Mackay was taken, were regarded as father and son by the respected brethren in Leeds. So there was a respect between the Christies and the Mackays until Simonton or whoever, no, until Jim Taylor and the Haleses mainly, and then Simonton just carried on the slander against Mackay. They throw money, so Anne goes on, they throw money around as if it doesn't matter. The whole thing's fraudulent. They're rendered incapable because of the 3 F's: fear, family and finance, especially the threat to their families. So what Anne is saying, with, I think, I'm sure with in all sincerity, is that because you fear losing your families and maybe your jobs, that you will not stand up for the truth. Well, that's an awful situation to be in, and I suggest that we listen to our sister and consider that carefully. I'll now start to go through some of the points that we need to make. Firstly, in the 50s, I suppose Bruce Hales was, what, 12 years of age in 59? Very vulnerable age. My dad was put out of fellowship when Ralph, my brother, was 12. 59, I'm suggesting, was a major. Sorry. Start again.